The workplace is changing, and the old style of leadership isn't as effective as it used to be. And today's most successful leaders exhibit qualities natural to introverts. So today, we're going to flip the script, and I'm going to show you why your natural introvert qualities make you an ideal leader in today's workplace. A lot of introverted men feel overlooked and passed over for promotions in the workplace because they don't display traditional styles of leadership. But those styles can feel unnatural to us. The truth is that introverts have a secret ability, a superpower of becoming leaders by attracting others who want to follow them instead of being appointed. So today we're going to lean into those characteristics and show you how to become a true leader in the workplace and leverage those. When it comes to leadership, introverts have a secret superpower. We attract people who want to follow us instead of insisting people follow us because we were appointed leader. This kind of leadership is far more effective. Leaders who bark orders get the bare minimum. Leaders who people follow voluntarily get the best out of their teams. Ever been told that you have to be loud to be a leader, that you have to demand people look at you and respect you, and you think that people have to fear you for you to be a good leader? How did that feel? Did you agree or disagree with that? Leave a comment below. Let's debunk one myth right off the bat, that you have to be loud to lead. Loud doesn't equal effective. It's just loud. In fact, some of history's greatest leaders, the ones who have the deepest, most lasting impact, have been leaders who are quiet. Look at someone like Mahatma Gandhi, who led through quiet determination, or Rosa Parks, whose quiet act of defiance changed history. They led through action and determination, not being loud. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and Michael Jordan are all known to be introverts. Yet they lead with calm, quiet authority rather than loud, brash, demanding. Loudness only creates shallow influence. Steady, thoughtful, consistent action creates deep respect. And that's the hallmark of a true leader. A leader who people choose to follow instead of one they are forced to follow. Very often, introverts emerge as leaders when their actions speak for themselves. They don't have to prove that they're leaders. They simply do what they do best, and people begin to follow them. And these kinds of leaders have a deeper, more lasting impact. Today's business world is complex and decisions have to be made carefully. Acting reflexively and from your gut can be dangerous. But careful, thoughtful, strategic planning is where the best decisions are made. And these are areas where introverts excel. Warren Buffett, an introvert and a famous reader, consumes tremendous amounts of information on all sorts of different subjects. So when he makes a decision, he's drawing from all over the place to make the most informed decision he can, often drawing from unlikely sources. And yet, the effectiveness of his decision-making is undeniable. When I talk about introverted leadership, that's the kind of leadership I'm talking about. The three characteristics that make introverts such good leaders are listening, empathy, and strategy. Your ability to listen, not just hear, but truly listen and understand what your team is telling you and the information you need to take in, allows you to make better decisions and garner the respect of your team. Empathy is another key. When your team feels truly understood by you, they want to follow you. And even when you make a decision that they may not agree with, they trust you because they feel like you heard them and you made an informed decision rather than you dismissed them and don't really care. And because you think before you act in all decisions, when you make your decisions, they are thoughtful and strategic. This allows you to do long-term planning better than someone who makes reflexive decisions. The truth is, people who feel heard and understood by their leaders follow by choice. They give more to their team, they put in more effort, and they are more willing to take direction. That's the hallmark of a good leader. One study of surgical teams showed there was no difference in the effectiveness of leaders between introverted and extrovert leaders. One of the advantages that introverted leaders have is they focus on results rather than personal glory. And in the end, it's the results that matter. So if you get your team to get the results, then that's all you need to do to be an effective leader. As an introvert, you're less concerned with your own personal glory. That'll sort itself out. You don't have to worry about that. So what are some practical ways you can leverage your natural traits as an introvert to become a better leader? A good place to start is good listening. Your team members all have different perspectives and different insights onto whatever your project is, whatever your goal you're trying to achieve, and whatever the best way to do that is. As an introvert, you're already an expert at one-on-one communication and really making people feel seen and heard. Lean into that. Spend time getting to know each of your team members and listening to what they have to say so that information can be included in your decision making. Which brings me to the next trait, thoughtful decision making. As an introvert, You make thoughtful decisions. You consider every aspect of a possible outcome and the results of every decision you could make very carefully. Take some time now to figure out under what conditions you make the best decisions. Do you need quiet alone time to consider your thoughts? Do you need to make lists of pros and cons? Do you work better with flowcharts and strategy sessions? Figure out what your best style of decision making is and begin to incorporate it. Lead by example. Integrity and consistency are key. Leaders who say one thing and do another aren't respected, they're resented. As an introvert, you know the consequences of all your actions, so stand by your own integrity. When you make a decision, follow through. When your team sees that you walk the walk instead of just talk the talk, they'll respect you more and be more willing to follow you. Build strong relationships with your team. Focus on one-on-one connections. This is where introverts excel. We are great at one-on-one interactions, so take time to get to know each of your team members individually. When they feel seen and heard, and you fully understand their capabilities, their concerns and their fears and their desires and their goals, you can help them become the best version of themselves, which will make them contribute the best they can to your team and its goals. In the past, there's been a big focus on huge team building exercises. These are great, there's a place for those, but getting to know your team one-on-one is just as important. Which of these leadership traits do you want to focus on developing? Leave a comment below to let me know. You don't need to change who you are to be a great leader. In fact, your natural-born talents as an introvert, good listening, empathy, and strategy, these are all things that make good leaders. Lean into those and make that part of your leadership style. And even if you're not in a leadership position now, by cultivating these qualities that we've talked about in this video, you will begin to develop a following of people just around you. When the people above you begin to see you as that natural leader, they won't question whether or not to promote you because they won't be asking, does he have these traits? They're going to see them. They're going to see people naturally gravitate towards you, naturally follow your example, and follow your lead. That's natural leadership, and that's how introverts excel, and that's how they move up in the workforce and in their careers. Now, if you want to unlock your true leadership potential and delve deeper into what it means to be a man in today's world as an introvert, there's a link you can click down below to schedule a one-on-one consultation with me, and we can discuss whether working with me one-on-one as a coach is a good fit for you. I'd love to hear from you. Now, check out the next video that YouTube's recommending for you.